Jose?
144.
I see some doing this. I see Matthew is like halfway. He's like, it's sort of right. Anybody see something wrong with what he said? Say it again.
144 centimeters.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
The area?
Square.
Huh?
144 centimeters square.
Okay, all right. What about my circle? What about my circle? How would I find the area of my circle? Aliyah Bell? Okay. And so what is my radius? What is my radius? What is my radius? Jessica. Agree? Okay. Now, what is my area then? What is the area of my circle? Tomas.
I got 113.04 centimeters square.
Can you tell me how you got that?
I multiplied 6 by 6 and I got 36, and I multiplied 36 by 3.14 and I got 113.04.
Okay, so my answer is what?
113.04 centimeters square.
Let's give some snaps. Let's brainstorm with your shoulder partner. With your shoulder partner, I'm going to give you 1 minute to talk about, no, I'm going to give you 30 seconds. Talk about with your shoulder partner, how would I find half the area of the square and half the area of the circle? 30 seconds, go. You can share with me. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Share out. Which group? Which group? I need some new hands. Come on, Quenisha. What you got? Okay. Anyone else want to share out? Victor, what do you think? What do you think? How would I find a method of half the area of the square or half the area of the circle?
Instead of, hold on.
It's several different ways to do it, Victor. I just want to know how would you go about doing it. It's a lot of ways to do it.
Hold on. I forgot.
It's all right. Think about it for a minute. I'm going to give you a minute. How can I find half the area of the square or half the area of the
Instead
circle?
of multiplying 3.14 times 6 2 times, multiply by 1, and then, multiply 3.14 1 time by 6, and you'll get, hold on, I don't know what you'll get.
It's all right. You guys agree? So you would multiply for half of it. You would just multiply 3.14 by 6 instead of multiply. You guys agree? Is that right?
I'm confused.
Not quite sure what he's saying. Okay, not quite sure. I'm gonna come back to you, Victor. Victor, think about another way that you can say that, because I think you have the concept, but the way you're saying it is not quite right. Okay. Someone else, Diamond. How would I find half the area of a square and half the area of a circle? Either one you want to give me. Diamond is talking right now. You should be tracking her. Some of you are not.
The square and the circle, you divide the diameter by 2.
Anyone else? What about, think about on the grid sheet. I gave you this grid sheet for a purpose. Is there anyone that can explain to me how I could find the area using this grid sheet, or how I can use find the area that way, Alicia? By counting all the boxes. So how then would I do it using half the area? How would I find half of it? What would I do? Okay. Agree? All right, great. So go ahead and find the area of half of the square and half of the circle. Make sure you show your work and how you derived at your answer. This is this one right here. It says find the area of half of the square and half of the circle. If you want to. Or you can use that one and shade it in. And show. I see some people are using the formula and dividing it by 2. And I see that some people are using their actual grid sheet and counting those. Have 20 seconds. Time. All right, we're going to track Yasmin. Yasmin is going to explain to us how she found the area of hers. It's okay if you're not done. Everybody's tracking Yasmin.
Okay, so I found the area of half the area of the circle by dividing 113 and 400 centimeters square by 2, which gave me 56 and 5200 centimeters square. And for the square, I divided 144 by 2 and got 72 centimeters square.
Give us some snaps. All right, we're moving on to the next question. What is the ratio of the new area to the old area? Just think about it for a minute. What is the ratio of the new area to the old area? Think about the relationship there. I'm going to give you guys 30 seconds. Talk it over with your shoulder partner. Yes, of both of them. Or you can just pick and choose one. You can pick and choose one and talk about that. What is the ratio of the new area, that means the half area, to the old area, which is the whole? So I see some of you are really confused about, because they ask you just for the ratio. So what I want you to think about right now is, what is the relationship between the new figure and the old figure? What is the relationship there? Somebody help me. What is the relationship between the old figure or the new area to the original area? What is the relationship there? What is the relationship there? Think about, what did they ask me to do? What did they ask me to do? Jamila, what you think?
I think on the ratio.
I know. What is the relationship between the new picture that you found and the old picture? It's what? I need you to say it louder. It's what? Guys, what is the relationship between the old one and the new one? It's what? It's what? So what is going to be the ratio of the new area to the original? Yasmin.
It'll be 1 and 2.
1 to 2. It's going to be 1 to 2 because it's half, right? If we divide it in half, right? So it's going to be 1 to 2. In a way that we can write a ratio is like this. Write it as a fraction, right? So we asked for half of it, right? So it's going to be 1 to 2. Okay? 1 to 2. Put that away. It's okay. It's okay. It's just a fraction. It's just a fraction. It's comparing two objects, one to the other. So you're saying how much? What do I have to do to this to get the entire amount? This is half of it, right? So it's just comparing the relationship. What is the relationship between the smaller one to the larger one? It's just a fraction. Okay, Ty. The area. Okay, so one way that you can find the area, let's talk about the square. Okay, you would take the square, the total amount, which was what? 144. What did we do to that 144 to get half of it? What do we do? Divide it by 2. So you take 144 and divide it by 2, and they gave us what, Yasmin?
I got 72 centimeters.
72 centimeters squared. So what we have there is the old one is 72 centimeters to 144 centimeters squared. Okay? And you would just reduce this down. If you showed me that the ratio was 72 centimeters squared to 144 centimeters squared, I would actually give you credit for that. You just have to know what you're comparing here. That's fine. If you had this right here before you reduced it down, that's fine. But if you reduce that down to get all of your credit, we would divide both of these by 72. 72 divided by 72 is going to give me 1 centimeter squared. 142 divided by 72 is going to give me 2 centimeters squared. 1 to 2. But the main thing is, if I understand the relationship there, like Jamila said, then I don't really have to worry myself about even going through this step right here, because I know the relationship. If I told you that I had a circle that was 1/4, okay? If I asked you, what would 1/4 of your circle be? Or 1/4 of your square be? You would do the same thing. The relationship is 1 to 4. So I would take the 144 divided by 4, or I would take my area for the area and divide it by 4. The relationship there, when they ask you for the ratio, they're just talking about the relationship there. Okay? All right. Says, and that's the actual next one. So what is the ratio here then of 1/4? What is it? What is it? What is the relationship? 1/4. 1/4. The area of 1/4. What would that ratio be? Say it louder, Sandy. Say it louder, Sandy. I can't hear you. Know that you know. What is it?
1 through 4.
What is it, Jessica? Why? Why? It's 1/4 of my circle or 1/4 of my square. So what's the relationship of 1/4 of the square or 1/4 of the circle? 1 to 4. All right, we're going to move on to our next question. Example 1. Example 1. Go ahead and turn the page to example 1. It's on page 120, the very next page. Can I get a reader? Marisol.
Find the area of the following semicircle. Use pi equals 22 over 7.
Somebody tell me, what are they asking me to find here? What are they asking me to find here? Shannon? What are they asking me to find here? The area of what? A what? Okay? They're asking me to find the area of the semicircle.